everyone. Welcome to our continued study of the different scriptures. We are starting Patanjali Yog Sutras from today. So, Yog Sutras of Patanjali. This title has three words. One is Yoga, second is Sutra, and Maharshi Patanjali. It's an extremely important collection of knowledge. So we'll go in the details. So the first word is yoga. We all know about yoga. We call it yoga, but real word is yoga in Sanskrit. So yoga, we all know about it, but we have a wrong understanding of this very commonly used term. We associate yoga with physical exercises, different postures, and different exercises. While this is only a very small portion of the knowledge under the title yoga, it is maybe 10%. It's pertaining to health, and it is good. It is very good for physical health, but it does not do anything for our spiritual health. Sri Baba Ramdev ji has made it very popular, and thousands and millions of people they follow. But they all are doing exercises, physical exercises. While the word yoga means much more than that. So we will go in the detail of that. So really, yoga is the training of the mind, understanding mind, controlling mind, and reforming mind. It has a lot to do with the mind, and we will see how it can be done. So the real meaning of word yoga has to do with our mind and its working. And the greatest master of yoga is Lord Krishna. Gita, significant time God has spent on making us understand how to control our mind and how to use the power of mind to our advantage. So God tells at the busy time in the war time to his devoted disciple that Arjuna, yogastha kuru karmani. Yogastha means established in yoga. Yogastha kuru karmani. Sangam tyaktva dhananjaya. Siddhi siddho samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. So God gives a first definition of yoga. Means samatvam is status of the mind, means equanimity of mind is called yoga. Equanimity of mind, when the mind does not flicker, that is called yoga. So he tells Arjuna, yogastha. How do you get, Arjuna? Yogastha means established in yoga. Yogastha kuru karmani. Sangam tyaktva means giving up the attachment. Sangam tyaktva, Dhananjay is the name of Arjuna. Dhananjay. Siddhi siddho samobhutva, being equal in success and failure. Siddhi asiddhi samobhutva. Samatvam yoga uchyate. This is the definition of yoga by Lord Krishna. Then he takes him further and tells that with this kind of frame of mind, with the purified intellect, buddhi yukto jahatiha, ubhe sukruta duskrute, tasmat yogai yujyasva yogaha karmasu koshalam. Another definition. The mastery in using these knowledge in your day-to-day life, in your activities. So that is called yoga karmasu koshalam, means Means skillfully done work with your mind established in yoga is called yoga. So that is another definition. Even better than that, Lord gives the definition later on in the 6th chapter. And see, he says, beautiful, no? Tam vidyat dukha sanyogam viyogam yoga sangitam sa nischayena yuktavyo yogo nirvina chetasa. He explains what is yoga. So, word by word. Tam vidyat, tam means that, and the knowledge that I spoke about, that you know, Arjuna. Tam vidyat yoga sanyog, the dukha sanyogam. The one, your association with a dukkhas, dukkha sanyogam, dissociating with that, viyogam, yoga sangitam. We have all made our association in this world after coming here with the occurrences and with the objects and happenings of the world, and that has created dukkha or miseries. So we have made an union of dukkha and our consciousness. That is called dukkha sanyoga. Now he says, dissociate from that. Yog sanyogam, viyogam. The moment you do the dissociation, yoga sangitam, that is called yoga. Our dissociation from our false identification with the happenings in the world, in our life, which has produced tremendous pain and waxing waning and miseries, dissociating from that is termed as yoga. Tam vidyat dukh sanyogam viyogam yoga sangitam. Sanischayeno yuktavya. Knowing these and making firm determination. Sanischayen yuktavyo means perform this yoga. Sanischayen yuktavyam. Yogo nirvina chetasa. With your consciousness, without despairing, with a happy mind, with a determination, knowing this fact, you dissociate from the pain with which you falsely identified your consciousness is called you. This is the best definition that the Lord has given. Maharshi Patanjali himself gives a definition which we will see, which comes in the 2nd sutra, that is yoga chitta vritti nirodha. 2nd mantra we will see. Yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Chitta means mind. Yoga is chitta. Vritti means thoughts or ripples. Chitta vritti nirodha. 3 words. So the ripples that arise in our mind because of our exposure to outside world, getting rid of those disturbances or ripples is yoga. Yoga chitta vritti nirodha. How to do it? It will all, as everything is stated. This is one of the greatest scriptures. And it has become a textbook in many, many universities in psychology and other things. So that is the definition of yoga. So in short, yoga is much more than physical exercises, and it is the power of the mind, the most powerful organ that God has given, to use it to our advantage. That is yoga. And that gives you tremendous benefits and peace of mind. And from a regular labile human being, you become a spiritual giant. Because for a human being to be healthy, 4 things are required. One is a very good physique, where Baba Ramdevji's training helps us. So physical. Second is emotional. Understanding the mind and its working, we become emotionally stable. So we are not labile anymore. Third is intellectual, means our intellect is now purified and sharp, which helps us decide right from wrong, good from bad, and gives a tremendous skill. And fourth is the spiritual development, which is the result of this process. Going through this process, which is divided by Maharishi Patanjali into 8 steps, is called Ashtanga Yoga or Raj Yoga. There are 8 steps. And if you follow that seriously, determined way, and happily, you get the result. And those 8 steps are Yam, Niyam, Asan, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi. And it has to be done in that order only. No, one cannot come from Atlantic City and says, okay, I want to start meditating, no, from tomorrow. No, you can't. You can't go to PhD classes without going through schooling and college and all those things. Same way. So now we know what is the meaning of yoga, and this process is of attaining that status, ripple-free status of mind, is called yoga. And that experience that you get, which is a divine experience of a ripple-free mind, which is a bliss, is called yoga. So these are different seriously understood meaning of word yoga. So it is really training, reforming, and disciplining our mind. That is good. And who helped us do it? Maharishi Patanjali contributed to this. Maharishi Patanjali, we will know, we will just talk about this great master. He's called Maharshi, Mahan Rishi, because he contributed in 3 different fields. One is the mind its training, yoga. Second one is he also worked on the grammar and by the rules of grammar to purify and remove the impurities of speech. And third one is to keep our body healthy, and he worked on Ayurveda. So this great master has worked on 3 different disciplines, and that's why he's called Maharshi. So Yoga Sutras, like the term suggests, these yoga means instruction, and sutras. Sutras means aphorism, very tightly packed, small telegraphic language. 2 words, 3 words, 4 words, not even complete sentences. That is called sutras. And Maharishi Patanjali compiled all these sutras and put it in a textbook, which is called Patanjali. And the Rishi who did is Patanjali. And his contribution, so it is one of the 6 darsana in Sanatana Dharma, that Yoga Darshana. Darshana means not to see it by our physical eyes, but Darshana means seeing the truth behind the statement. So behind these scriptures, what is the truth hidden? That is called Darshana, Yoga Darshana. So Maharishi Patanjali did that for us. So we salute this such a great soul by saluting. So it says Yogena Chittasya Yogena Chittasya Padena Vacham Malam Sarirasya Cha Vedyakena Yopakarotum Pravaram Muninam Patanjalim Prajaliranto Asmi. Word by word. This is salutation to great Maharshi. From next time onwards, we will start with the salutation to Patanjali, and we will start our session. So, Yogena Chittasya means by yoga he has purified our mind. Yogena Chittasya. Padena Vacha. means by rules of grammar, he has straightened out and purified and made our speech very effective. So padena vacha. Malam sarirasya. And our impurities of the physical impurities and keeping us healthy, he has done by Vedic Shastra. And to such a yogi who has deleted these all impurities in different parts of our functioning, to that yogi, Patanjali, Prajalaranto, means with folded hands, I bow down for that. So that is the meaning of this salutation. From next time onwards, we will do it and we all will memorize this great salutation. So Maharishi Patanjali worked on this planet. Exact time is not known, but most scholars and most people agree about 200 years BC, before Christ. And there are varying time frame. When the time goes in hundreds and thousands of years, then there is a difficulty in grasping the truth, especially in those times. But that doesn't matter. We are concerned with the literature that he has left. It's like your mango tree in your backyard. You don't care who planted it, when he planted, what kind of farmer, what was his name. We don't care about. You're concerned about mangoes. The same way we are concerned about the knowledge. So I never go in those kind of details, argumentation or disputation. It is not necessary. So that is Maharishi Patanjali work from Kasi, which is a center of spirituality and a center for scholars for centuries, one of the oldest cities of India. So he left these great things for us. These Patanjali Sutras are divided into 4 sections. Now we'll go in the details of textbook. And those sections are called padas. So there are 4 sections. Samadhi pad, then sadhana pad, then vibhuti pad, and kevalya pad. 4 sections. And in the first one, there are 51 slokas. In the second and third, there are 55 slokas. And in the last, Kevalya Path means Nirvana, where you will meet your soul face to face. This is a very, very serious subject and very rewarding. So it is a scripture for yogis. So that Kevalya Path means Nirvana. So that has 34 sutras. So thus there are 195 sutras. We will go one by one and with a profound meaning and understanding, and at the same time we will memorize. It's not difficult. So we are going to go over 4 sutras today. And the first one is Maharishi Patanjali says, Atha Yoganusasanam. Finished. Said just a little step. Atha Yoganusasanam. There are 3 words. Atha, Yoga, Anusasanam. Atha means now. Now we are starting today, 24th of September. Not that way, but now in our life we are starting this study. We have gone through million of experiences, good and bad, miseries and pleasure, and we will continue to go. After going through that, now we have enough wisdom and enough desire to know about the ultimate truth. So we are going to start. That's why it says Atha. Atha Yoga Anusasanam. We are going to understand what is yoga. Anusasanam. Sasana means administration, government. Here, nobody is forcing us. Mr. Donald Trump is not forcing us. So, this is self induced discipline. There are no rules. So there is nobody is telling us from the county or anything. But these we are doing it on our own because we find it very beneficial. So self-discipline, that is anusasanam. So the first sutra, Atha Yoga Anusasanam. You do 10 times, it becomes part of you. So that is the way to remember it. But why to learn? Why you want to do this? It is very demanding and painstaking exercise. So why do you want to do? Because the reward is enormous. You will be immune to all the pains and happenings of the world. Immune. It's like an umbrella. You have a raincoat already. So that's why you want to learn it. It is the highest thing that can happen to a human being. It is the highest thing to learn for a human being because it makes you realize your true nature. We always say, who am I? I don't know. Who am I? Who am I? So that question always comes. So that tells you who you are. So that reward is so enormous and bliss is so much and pains are gone. So that's why we want to do it. Besides that, the knowledge of these sutras make you do good karmas. So you will stay away from undesirable things and demerits in your life. We all get into trouble, but this knowledge will keep you away from that. So it will make you do good karmas. You cannot do bad karmas with this knowledge in your bank. And the good karmas will definitely bring good results. God's guarantee. Bad karma will bring bad results. We are all comfortable and happy and educated and peaceful because we must have done something good before as well as in this life. So good karmas, good results, bad karmas. Bad results, never cry about miseries or anything. And that is the truth. So, and who keeps the track of it? God keeps the track of it. You don't have to do it. I don't have to do it. Government doesn't have to do it. God keeps it. Very nicely, some saint described it in a melodious way. Listen to this. It is so good. I just learned and I like it. बड़े बड़े कानून प्रभु के बड़ी बड़ी मर्यादा किसी को कौड़ी कम नहीं देता किसी को दमड़ी ज्यादा इसीलिए तो सारे जग का जगत सेठ कहलाता मेरे प्रभु के दरबार में सबका है एक खाता means he is keeping track of these and he has these on autopilot that that has all the accounts for whether we are doing good or bad. So don't think that we go unpunished. If you go unpunished in this world, still the punishment is waiting. So it in a short form, it tells a lot of things. And our great Acharya emphasizes that this is the best thing that a human being can do. And that he tells Shankaracharya ji 700 years ago, writes in Bhaj Govindam, that about yoga. Pranayamam pratyaharam nitya viveka vicharam Japya samet samadhi vidanam kurvavadanam mahadavadhanam. Four instructions. Pranayamam. Here he gives importance to pranayam. Very important. It is a prana. It makes us move in the world. Pranayamam pratyaharam means withdrawing our senses from roaming in the world. Pranayamam pratyaharam. How? Nitya Viveka Vicharam, by definitely thinking about what is permanent and what is impermanent. Nitya Anitya Viveka Vicharam. How we will do it? Japya Sameta Samadhi Vidhanam. Along with the japa. Why japa? Because it keeps your mind busy, occupied, and sacred, so no dirt will get. Japya Sameta Samadhi Vidhanam. Purvavadhanam, Mahadavadhanam. Do it and do it with great care because it's difficult and you might fall back. You may start today, but you may disappear tomorrow. So, so do it and do it with great care. And what is the reward? And reward, he says, Guru Charanam Bhuj Nirbhar Bhakta Sansarad Chirad Bhava Mukta सेन्द्रिय मानस नियमा देवम द्रक्ष्यसि निज हृदयस्थम देवम वर्ड बाय वर्ड Guru Charnambuj Nirbhar Bhakta, dedicated to the words of the master, means words of the scripture. Guru Charanambuj Nirbhar Bhakta, Sansarad Achirad Bhavamukta. Get free from these sansaras right away. Achirad means right away. Achirad. How? Sendriya manas niyamadevam. With controlling indriyas. Sendriya means a collection of indriyas and mind. Sendriya manas niyama means controlling niyama devam. What will happen? Drakshasi nij hridayastham devam. You will see God in your own heart. That is called kevalya or moksha or merging with your heart. So when the reward is so great, face to face with your true self, at the moment we are dealing with our false identity and false self, which is called ahankara or ego. That's what we are conducting our affairs, and that's why we are getting bruised. But the moment you learn how to get rid of that ego by right process, as indicated by great Rishi Patanjali, you will face to face come in contact with your own soul, which is bliss. So when the reward is so much, this reward is better. I always say it is better than even Nobel Prize. Nobel Prize people get and then they leave it behind. And if you work and if you are determined, you will get. Anybody can get it. Even president will get it. So that is not a very big reward. So the real reward you want to know is to know yourself. So know thyself. Jesus Christ told it million times in his sermons. So atha yoga anusaslam. That's why we want to do this. So what is how you will do it? Yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Second mantra. Yoga is, there are four words here. Yogas chitta vritti nirodha. Chitta means mind. Collective component of mind is called chitta. So yoga is chitta vritti. Vritti means repulse. And preventing them, keeping them away from us, our mind, is called yoga. Yoga chitta vritti nirodha. This is the ultimate truth and ultimate knowledge that is packed in these 195 sutras. Remaining sutras are to explain how to prevent that chitta vrittis from not bothering us. So, chitta vritti. Chitta, just to understand more, we have to know the functioning of the mind. And mind is a very special organ, very, very sacred, very powerful, the best of the computers God has made. And He has put it in the very safe area of our skull, protected from outside. You can lose your hand easily, you can lose your leg easily, but the head has the thickest protection God has given. So that brain which is connected with the senses is the processor, is the most precious. And it is connected to the outside world through the senses. That's why it says Navadvare Pure Dehi. There are 9 gates by which our consciousness gets dissipated or makes communication with the world. And those 7 gates are above the neck. We have done this before. Above the neck. And they are 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, and mouth. 7. Remaining 2 gates are below the navel, that is for excretion and procreation. So these are the 9 gates. But we are communicating, and those senses run away through those open windows. And I see everything, whether you want or not. Eye is open, it will see everything. Ears will hear everything. Nose will smell everything. So they are in communication with the world. By yogic process or understanding this very firmly and clearly, one becomes very careful in guarding these gates and puts a very good security guard at the gates. My eye will see only what I permit. My ears will hear only what I permit. And I will take the food that I like and I permit. I'm not just going to be at the mercy of the world around me. I'm not going to spoil, but we have corrupted our security guards at these sensory gates. We corrupted them very, very luxuriously. We corrupted them. And why not these? These I want not only Indian food, I want American food, I want Mexican food, Thai food, everything. We corrupted them. So reversing that process is called yogic process. It pertains to every senses. Because this sensory input creates a ripple in the mind. In a normal state, mind is very quiet, peaceful, and blissful. Just take an example. You wake up in the morning after 8 hours sleep, you had a profoundly deep sleep, and you are fresh, and you just waking up. That is the ripple-free state of your mind for time being. Then through the sensory and other input, the ripples disturb that peace. Example. You woke up very fresh and smart and blissful. You say, it's such a nice sleep. Oh my God. And that deep sleep, God has made it in such a way that it takes away the fatigue of the whole day and all the trauma. Even if you are going to be hung, this morning you will forget and sleep quietly. But you woke up and you suddenly smell a great, delicious halwa smell. You can't help it, but no. It through your nose sensory sensation, it reports to the mind. Mind gets, which was quiet and peaceful and blissful, now develops a ripple. That part which gets disturbed is called manasa, reporting center for senses. That manasa reports to the prior experience called chitta. And Chitta had this experience in the past, which was and he given a very good label that is very nice, very delicious. I love it. That we label it. So Chitta gives that information that, hey, this is the one, you love it. This is. The intellect says, I want it. And this ripple creates a disturbance in your consciousness. And you will be uncomfortable till you go downstairs in the kitchen and see what's happening and taste that halwa. Unless you do it, your mind is disturbed. That is called rippled vritti. And that is satisfied when you have a plate of halwa. And this process goes on and on and on. So you are peaceful, then you are disturbed, then you are quietening it, and then you are going. And if you don't get it in, if your wife says, no, no, come on, you have a diabetes, get away. No, this is not for you, this is for the guest. You get angry. And then you modify your intellect and says, no, 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 I'll take extra medicine, but I want it. Means you are corrupting now your intellect also, which we told you don't do it. You will get a fat sore, you will get sick, you will get diabetes, but we subdue the intellect also. Means we messed up our sensory system, we messed up our mind, we messed up our intellect. And that is the result of our going from here to there, repeating these processes countless times. Understanding this, you will be in charge. That sensory system is not in charge. So your intellect is so powerful, well trained, that no, I don't want. I have tried it. No, that's enough for me. No, I want to be healthy. I don't want to be bothered. If you want to do it, you will deliberately yourself will do it. God doesn't say don't do it at all, but you have to decide. Means my super soul decides that okay, let me have that. That is called yukta, means measured amount. Yukta ahar viharas. God tells everything in Bhagavad Gita. Everything. So these different scriptures are to take us in the depth with the different viewpoint. And that's what yoga darshana is. So yogas chitta vritti nirodha. Nirodha means obstructing the ripples from happening. Nirodha means, how can I give the example? Nirodha means preventing. That's why the condoms are called Nirodha in Hindi language or Sanskrit. It prevents pregnancy. Like this, knowledge prevents your mind from getting dirty. So that's why the term Nirodha comes. Nirodha is a Sanskrit term, but it's known to all of us. So so you want to do this. So third one is when you do this, beautiful, when you do this and you keep your mind ripple free and in a quiet circumstance, what happens? The tada drastu swarupa avasthita. Third mantra. Tada means then. Yada tada sloka. When you do this will happen. Tada drastu. Drastu means seer. Tada drastu means our real consciousness, which comes from our spirit. Tada drastu. Swarupe means it will realize its own original form. It will abide into it. When you restrain and prevent these ripples from happening, tada drastu swarupe avasthitam. 4 words here. So when you are master and you try to do it and you understand and do it, start doing it, then the real seer means real you get established in your spirit, in your Atman. At the moment we have contaminated that consciousness because the mind comes in between and our mind is polluted like we explained, the mind and intellect polluted. Through that, the light of our Atman comes. So it is a polluted consciousness. So that's why we make mistake after mistake after mistake. But if we prevent that, tada drastu swarupe avastitam, then you are established in your true being, and that is called yoga. And that there are 8 steps that we will be seeing. If we don't do it, what happens? Whole life we did not do it. So if we don't do it, then our thoughts become our form. So that is the mantra number 4. Vritti swarupyam itaratra. 3 words. Vritti means this ripple. Swarupyam will take the form, means your real consciousness will take the form of this thought. Vritti swarupyam itaratra means at other times. The times when you are not in control of your mind, whatever is your thought, you will become that. If I lose a job and I become jobless, and if I associate with that circumstances, that feeling and that thought, I will be a miserable guy. Then I'm a jobless consciousness. I'm a sufferer. I'm a decent being now, but from tomorrow, if I get tempted and if I like to, or I just get attracted to money and I take wrong steps and keep thinking about it day and night and become a corrupted intellect and mind, that thought process will make me a crook very soon, because my consciousness made a friendship with bad ideas, bad thoughts. I meditated on it. So from being a nice gentleman doing Zoom class, then you will say, oh, okay, this guy is involved in a scandal in a TD bank. What did it? What happened? The thought process, those corrupted ideas, I meditated, I focused, I pampered, I grasped, and I became, my pure consciousness became that consciousness of a crook. So you have only 2 choices. So, so vritti swarupyam itaratra. If you don't do it, the spiral will take or can take you all the way down. Can take, will take, will happen. That's why they say keep a good company, keep reading good stuff, as you go to the temple, do the prayers, do the satsang. Why? So that the bad thoughts don't get into your system. And if children are not taught, wait for another 20 years. And the new generation, which is pampered, spoiled, and emotionally unstable, grows up, and see what will happen to the society. You have seen, I have seen it 30 years ago, and now I see significant deterioration. I don't see great improvement in intellectual or spiritual thing. There is improvement in the cell phone. There is a 17 series is coming. That improvement is there. We have more diplomas, that is there. But spiritually, intellectually, emotionally, and that will harm your family, it will harm your friends, it will harm your life, and will produce wrong result despite of technological advances and all the gadgets in your hand, and millions of dollars in the society. You will be a mess. Why? Because of this science. Because we paid no attention and we discarded this truth. And then if you do wrong things, wrong. That's God is keeping the record. So we have to be ready to face. That's why there are so many wars. We have very powerful weapons. Oh my God, it is a, if you read it, it will scare you to death. And the death is happening. If it is not happening in your house, in another country, countless people starving, dying, despite of a wealth which is tremendous in the world and the know-how which is tremendous, still there is a countless people dying like flies. Why? Because there is no intellectual or spiritual development. Spiritually bankrupt people become in charge. And when the administration goes in the, I mean, is anywhere in the world or even in your house, goes in the wrong power, you will get wrong results. There is no, there are, it is black and white. We might smear it with a lot of things, but you cannot. The result will come. The path is wrong unless we straighten out. If we straighten out, then the same society will be so much rewarded because of the advancement in science. Otherwise, like advancement of science changes outside. Yoga changes your physical body. Scriptures change your intellectual and spiritual body. Otherwise, physical body is useless. You want to see the best example of physical fitness? Go to any jail nearby. There you will find 6 feet and 7 feet tall and robust man who, if they knock on your face, you will die. That powerful. Physical, powerful. Emotionally unstable, intellectually bankrupt, spiritually zero. So what the health did it? It's just making a bull. So that is what it is. So this is our great masters have left these scriptures. I'm glad that we are starting to understand and read these 4 verses. You repeat it 16 times each, and then you will know by heart, and then we'll take few more verses next time. If you have any questions, you can ask so that there is no doubt remaining in our head. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Chokshi. That was really nice, I think. It's a good topic we picked up. Impressed. Any questions for Dr. Chokshi, please?
It's just I don't have question, but I guess more I understand the approach of Rishi Patanjali is more scientific
Yeah.
because
He is called spiritual scientist.
Yeah.
yes, I think
These
that
rishis, these rishis were scientists. They did not work on the outside. They did not invent a car outside. They worked inside and refined their system. So they were extremely happy without having anything, not wanting anything, because they worked on their inner machinery. So he's called spiritual scientist. You are very right. So he's a scientist.
one thing I probably missed it while you were saying. Probably I want to reiterate that because that's a perfect example that ripples created in the mind from sensory input. You give an example of that sweet halwas where you just smelling, you're not even physically even seeing it, and your nose tells your mind, the manas, that your chitta vritti, which is your goes from your prior experience and says that I want to have it, experience it because it tastes so good. On the other hand, at that time, as you earlier mentioned about the mind, that intellectual part has to discriminate the thought that what is good and what is right for me. And when if it is a corrupted intellect, it will tell you that I want it, even though I'm diabetic and my A1C is 10.
Yes.
That is true. What I missed here is then other one was it is unacceptable, still you eat it. And there was a one more in between stage I forgot by. If you can
What's
reiterate that.
that? What's that?
four things, manas.
Yes.
There are
So,
four
so
things you
that is
said.
mana, that
That
is
manas.
manas. Yes.
Uh-huh,
That is manas,
uh-huh,
chitta. Chitta which stores the prior experiences. Chitta
right.
is the section of mind which stores the prior experiences,
Yes.
and it has a storage bank.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then buddhi, which is intellect. And then your ahankara,
Oh, that's what
I,
ego.
that
Okay.
that it says I want it. Who
Mm,
recognized that? I recognized.
mm,
So that I, which has assumed the power and becoming in charge, which was not in charge. I was not in charge.
correct.
Our soul was in charge.
Capital I.
But right, but this small I, we give it the authority, and it become. It's like a lower grade officer became very smart and corrupted and started running the show without asking the boss, and then the company will go down the drain. So that way, so that is ahankara. So these four things make our inner working. That is called antahkarana. That's why you will hear these words very often. Antahkarana suddhi means purifying these four important instruments.
Thank you.
I think I have two questions, but let's see how this goes. So you talked about manas, chitta, buddhi, and ahamkara. So that is the sequence. So what is causing vrittis to come up in the manas in the first place?
Your exposure of senses and communication with the world. If
Hmm.
you avoid those circumstances, then there will be fewer ripples. If you subject it to the circumstances, there will be more ripples. Example, you like cookies and you like biscuits. If you go to a small store, you will smell it and you will like it, and your mind will get tempted. You can control that times. Okay, you control, you are somewhat successful. But you go to a big factory where you have all kinds of cakes and cookies and being manufactured, and there is smell going on. Now you are bombarded with that sensory input, you won't be able to resist. So, so small disturbance, you withstood. But when it was too much of attraction, your mind and intellect gave.
So then vrittis will always arise,
Like
right?
$100 or $5,000, it will not attract you or to do wrong thing. A bundle of $1 million is sitting there, it will attract.
Hmm. Right. But it is impossible for us to not have vrittis, I would think, if we have these sense organs. And if we have to move around in, in our lives.
Yes, we have to move around in our lives, but that's why the trick or the masters say that avoid this kind of exposure as much as possible.
Mm.
Do not pamper your mind to want everything and anything. So, discipline your mind. Okay, you can have these once in a while. And that also, if I permit, means your big I permits, then you can have it. So your mind is not going to be tricky. No, everybody likes ice cream, but we are all sensible. So we don't go and eat every day ice cream because we are somewhat sensible. If you are very loose, then every day you will buy a container and you will eat ice cream and watch TV. There are people who do it. There are people who do it. So it depends upon how much we have trained our mind, intellect, and our equipment, or not trained it.
Mm.
So if the children who grew up in a disciplined family, they will turn out to be very good, though it looks very harsh. But my parents were very strict, my father especially. So we thank him that we are very disciplined. We got everything, but very measured. If you fuss around, no, he will straighten you out. No. So the children disciplining is not a child abuse, it is child disciplining, and it is extremely useful. And if you don't do it, they because they have no intellect at all, they will want a lollipop 24/7 in the mouth, no? Unless the parent says, no, no, your teeth will go bad, you don't want it, I am not going to give it. Cry as much as you want. If you discipline them, they will be protected. If you don't discipline and say, why not? No, let my child enjoy. I am a millionaire. Let him have everything. Best wine and best food and everything. And then you will have a lemon. Guaranteed. So what is the difference? Training, disciplining. It starts from childhood. It's not that in one day we became alcoholic or in one day we became a smoker. We started slowly and we pampered and we continued and then we get addicted physically and chemically and then you have a problem at hand.
So let's take I mean halwa and diabetes. No, let's take the example of somebody who is already in. Okay, let's say coffee.
Who is already what?
Who's already like pampered and who's had these bad habits.
Yes.
Let's say tea, coffee, or something that people repeatedly do, but they think, or maybe even alcohol, right? They want to give it up, right? So like from a practical perspective, they like, are these gone cases, or like they have to like start exercising control? And what would be the means of exercising that control, right, in the instant of when they're making that decision?
Okay. So this thing did not happen overnight.
No.
This thing is to prevent it. I want to prevent infestation from happening in my house.
Yeah.
That I don't want cockroaches and insects. When it happens, then you have a problem. Then you want to exterminate, and then you want to make sure that it does not happen again. So the person who is addicted to, say, alcohol,
Coffee.
coffee. Coffee is not so deleterious, so we don't go after it because it is a headache. But alcohol, which is very damaging to your intellect, very damaging to your family, it can finish you because it covers your mind, you know. So for time being, an alcoholic is a deranged madman. He can do anything wrong, and in that intoxicated state, he may come home and hit his wife. If his wife is trying to prevent, means he is a madman. So that is a very disturbing habit. But to take that away, first of all, the guy has to agree that this is bad and I want to give it up. Whenever he's sober, then whatever way you can convince him or her that it is very harmful. See, you were a successful businessman, now you lost a job, and you look at where we are going. So please straighten out. This is the way to do it. So you put give that get that knowledge to him, give him a help, take him to doctors, take him to Alcoholic Anonymous center, make him have a good companies, good material, scare him by showing the damage that alcohol can cause. I used to keep a big chart in my office that look, alcohol you drink, this your heart will go bad, then liver will go bad, your mind will go back, everything will be bad, you will die. So that's how my training with them started, and it was all over in the office, no, and then repeatedly we tell, and hopefully they get better. Some people decide not to get better and get worse. Why not? I'm addicted and I want to enjoy. I want to enjoy my life. That is a very, very bad goal. Life is not for enjoyment of sensory things. It is just a 10% that it should be done.
So would you say that then intention is important? And second is, like, why would you have an intention? Like, if there is a purpose associated, a good purpose or some benefit associated with it, in order to not corrupt your mind.
I think
So
we
if
look
you
at it
don't,
as a physician, as a surgeon, counseling is one thing. We use the term counseling, as a physician, but the same thing parents do as teaching, which is also counseling. Like
yeah.
Dr. Chokshi said that you cannot have lollipops every day. You cannot have 20 lollipops. That's a form of counseling. So I
So
think we have different terms for the same, but it is educating somebody, it is bringing the knowledge to them. Either way, that is what will change their attraction to all the worldly goods. That's why
yes.
good sangati, all those things are important, that you are in good company, you go to temple or you go
So
to spiritual talks. That's what brings to all.
so
That's what
the
I get it.
So our greatest Acharya recommends that when you have a child, up to the age of 2 years, you give plenty of love. From 5 to 10, you discipline extremely seriously. That you can do this, you cannot do this, you cannot stand like this in the public, or you cannot lie down on the carpet in the public, you cannot eat this food, you cannot eat that food, whatever discipline you want to put between 5 and 10. If you don't, then you have lost the train has left the station, and then you have a problem or likelihood of lot of problems. And instead of teaching them in the school, primary school, we are spoiling them. Instead of doing the prayers in the school, in the slokas in the school, now they give the education, sexual education in the primary school and secondary school. Look at the downfall. The teenager who is loaded with the sensory the hormonal storms, and you expose them to the sexual material, you have a problem at your hand. That's why there are pregnancies and unwedded mothers and everything. The argument, people make a wrong argument, wrong logic that no, we want to prevent the sexual diseases. You are a nutcase, no? Whoever is making the policy. So that is where the problem starts, and then you have a problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other question for Dr. Chokshi, please?
I have no question. I just want to have my mind just clear up here. So I think if we can control our mind in a right way from the childhood and as we grow, going through that spiritual talks and listening to good people, so you can really control your mind towards the right path.
Yeah, I had a very good exposure. No, I'm not boasting, but since childhood, I got exposed to Vivekananda, to good books, to chanting. In the vacation, I used to do thousands and countless japas. And my mother and family was very proud, and I would write the books and books, Ram, 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 Krishna, 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 and I used to put it on the walls.
Yeah, that's
So,
what is
so,
the
so that way we were very, very disciplined. So the wrong things don't come. But if you don't do it, and you go to the gambling places, and when you are little and you go to get exposed to all the serious attractions, you will be in trouble. I know the parents, some parents say, they say, okay, you have come to America, my child, you are a teenager, you come in Rome, you have to live like a Roman. So he was giving him wine. And the teenager was drinking wine and alcohol, and now he's about 24 or 25, full-fledged alcoholic. Very decent man, and very educated. But because father was encouraging that, come on, I'm taking, you take, from the age of 15, 16. And and the teenager picked up this bad habit at the age of 24. He is a full-fledged alcoholic. So what was wrong? Very obvious.
Yeah. Can I say something to Manjiri's point? When she was talking about an example of like maybe just coffee addiction, like a simpler example. I think what I feel is that, of course, acknowledging and all of that, but sometimes we believe that our intellect is not strong enough. But when you actually put it to test, it turns out it is much stronger than you think you are.
Yes,
So you only realize when you start uh, exercising restraint that you realize that this is possible.
yes.
So, and sometimes you don't realize unless you actually take the steps towards it. So, acknowledging is obviously the first part. And the second thing is whoever is the person, I don't know what context this is in, but to make them realize that you are stronger than you think you are is a very good step in the right direction.
That is called training the mind. I can have it, I have it, but still I will not take it. That's what Jainism is loaded with that discipline, no? So this good food is there. I don't care. I don't want to. So your mind is very strong. The doing the fasting and avoiding all these luxuries is for no other reason but for training the mind. If you don't do it
Empowering
and you
yourself.
pamper your mind and say, why not? There are two kinds of people. Why not? Enjoy as much as possible, as fast as possible, as long as possible. That is one destructive logic. That's why you have to decide what path you want to take. The God has made both paths. You take whatever it is. Somebody was blaming, then why the God created this? Are you stupid? God created everything. He created good things, He created bad things, everything. What you use, He has given you 100% liberty to choose whatever you want. You choose bad, you will suffer and you will pay. You choose good, you will progress. Period. That's it. God is merciless in that way. He says, no, you do the wrong thing, you must suffer and you will suffer, even if you are my cousin. God says that.
Good. Any other question? I think we are running short of time here.
I have a question for future.
Yes,
If I
yes,
may.
yes. See, these things need time. You have to invest time. If you don't have time, then you are a loser already. So
Go ahead, Dinesh.
yeah,
When I was listening to the four parts that you presented very beautifully, it continued to haunt me that most of the legal philosophy in Western societies starts with the assumption I exist, therefore I am. So
yes,
the entire definition of who I am is very, very narrowly defined in terms of my existence. None of
okay.
the none of the levels that you talked about are even mentioned. And I'm wondering for a future conversation as to what impact if the society were organized around that principle versus the
Okay. I can tell you one thing, that the one who follows that philosophy or Western philosophy and pampers the senses and works at a sensory level, those civilizations are in dust today. Those old civilization which had no spiritual background, you don't find even remnants of them. So you can understand what is the outcome. So human being will not exist by pampering the wrong things and go taking the wrong path. As it is the Western and Eastern, that is the big difference. So that's why Eastern is a spiritual millionaire and West was a financial millionaire. East was used to be both, no. He was a millionaire in the dollar sense also. But West needs to understand, and that's why these things are becoming more popular. So they understand now, and they are becoming more spiritual or trying to become spiritual. And that's why Vivekananda said that the East has to teach West how to become spiritual. West has to teach East how to be scientific. And you combine these two, you are the best.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think maybe should we end the session now? I think we can go on for hours here. But very nice. I think it's a good discussion.
I
We
hope
learned a
you
lot.
liked it. No, this is not
Yeah.
me. This our great rishis have worked so much and written so much. I'm following 12 books on these Yoga Sutras. 12. And those 12 books I crystallize and think because I'm free now. So, and then I try to dissipate that. I'm not a selfish man, no. So I try to dissipate as fast as possible. Hope it works.
Good.
Thank you. No, it's excellent.
I think when I retire, I'm going to start reading all these books.
Yes. That's why I tell you, retire now. No?
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. I
That
think
much
we'll
for
end up.
today.
Thank you so much for the wonderful first lesson we had. And we'll end our Manishi. We are reciting our same
So
shloka, right?
little homework that these 4 sutras, you do it 16 times, not 16 times, 100 times, and next time you will know all 4.
Yeah.
Guarantee.
I just want to clarify one thing, which is very good. That you said as a salutation for this Yoga Sutra, we will start with that Yogena Chittasya Padesa Vacha.
That's your job, no?
I'll do that. I'll do that.
But send me, Manish Bhai, send me in writing, okay?
Yes.
Yes,
I
I'll.
want to learn
Yeah,
too.
yeah, that
Sure.
is everywhere.
So I can fill in the space if you're not there.
No, thank you. And we will end the session with the same thing.
Okay. Om Purnamada
Oh.
Purnamidam Purnat
Purnasya
Purnamudachyate
Purnasya
Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti Shanti
Shanti.
Shanti.
Thank you, bhai. Thank you, everyone, for joining.